need to do this too.
Is my microphone? Okay, it's working. Hi everyone, welcome back to my live stream. Today I'm going to attempt to finish off my Zelda dress. So the next step that I was doing was creating the darts for the underdress, or underskirt rather. So I'm going to get started with that. And you can see over here, this is my ironing station right here, and I have my directions here too. So if you guys are interested in looking at that, they're there. So I have already pinned and marked the darts on here the last time we were live, and now I'm just going to go ahead and sew them. Oh, we got to turn the music on too. Okay. So once I sew a dart, I usually leave the tails long so I can tie it in a knot, because you're not supposed to backstitch on a dart. It makes it look bulky. So I'm just going to sew them all, and then after I sew them all, I will go ahead and tie the knots. So after the last live stream, what I did was I did try on the underdress, and it fits me pretty good. So I'm happy with the way that it fits. I do have some hand stitching that I have not yet done. I don't know that I'll do that on screen with the center front portion of the dress, where I have to just hand stitch some things down because they're not quite laying right. That I can just do at any time and just quickly hand stitch all of that stuff down so that it lays right and it looks good for when it's done. That center front portion is not really going to be seen by anybody because it's going to be covered up by the tabard, but I still want it to be hand stitched down so that like the interfacing doesn't show, and everything looks nice anyway, and it's all like nice and finished, but I haven't done that yet. Okay, so now that I have sewn all the darts, I'm just going to tie the ends here of these threads. then once I tie these off, I will press the darts so they look nice. And then I might trim these too. I did that one already. This is the front. So this one has 2 darts. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and iron the darts. So you can really see here how see-through this fabric is, but this is all going to be underneath several layers, so it's not too bad. And I'm gonna iron the darts towards the center on this side. Everything, usually I think you're just supposed to iron them towards the center. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't specifically say in her instructions. Sometimes they want you to iron them specific ways, but I don't think my iron is hot yet. It's very wrinkly because I had it like rolled up in a ball since the last time I live streamed, so it's a little wrinkly. I probably should have done 2 layers for this skirt, but I'm not particularly concerned because the only part that might be seen is like, really none of it will probably be seen. I am going to have to make this a lot shorter though because I know it's going to be really long on me. Yeah, it's only supposed to be to the knee. At least that's what it is on her, so I'm going to have to definitely make it a little bit shorter because it's a little long. And again, I'm just going to press it towards the center, and then I'm probably going to trim these threads off. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch together the back Actually, she says now I can sew in the zipper. I don't know. So I'm just going to sew the bottom part of the skirt together beforehand and then put the zipper in. It's an invisible zipper that I'm using, and it's far too long for it. Like, the zipper is supposed to end here, and my zipper is very long. So it's supposed to end here. I didn't have a zipper that was the right length, so. I'm just going to pin this together, and then I'm going to sew the bottom portion, and then we'll put the zipper in. I also need to press open the zipper teeth. I do have an invisible zipper foot, but I actually don't prefer to use it, simply because of the fact that sometimes the teeth get caught in the stitches when I use the invisible zipper foot. It gets it so close that it's too close. So I don't prefer to use it. Okay, so now I backstitched at the end here. What I'm going to do is press this open. I didn't finish these seams, but I'm not really going to worry about that right now. I can always go back and either zigzag or serge them. She says to do that, but I didn't do that in advance, so I don't want to do that on camera. My serger is very loud, and it's all the way over there. So I'm going to press the seam open. Oh, I'm on the wrong setting on this iron. I probably should have done the other thing first. That's good. Then I'm also just pressing open the rest of the seam allowance here where the zipper is going to go. And then I am going to press open the zipper teeth. So I have my iron on the lowest setting right now. I'm just going to open this up and put it face down. And then I'm just going to press the teeth over. And I obviously don't want to have it on there for too long. I don't really know that it makes that much of a difference. Lots of people say you're supposed to do this. But to be honest with you, I can't really tell the difference. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't want to keep it on there too long because this is made of plastic, so you don't want to burn it or melt it. But if it's on the lowest setting, it should be okay. I can't, like I said, I don't really see that much of a difference when I do this, but
you're running into the issue I thought you were running to with having the volume turn that on low unless you're talking really loud and anything you say at a lower volume. put on max volume period.
Is that better? No, I don't know. Anyway, I turned down the volume for the music. I don't know if you can even hear that either, because oh. Well, I turned it up just a little bit more on the volume for the microphone. Is that better or no?
Now you're gonna be in the middle volume.
Well, so that's a little bit better then. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear yourself?
No.
You're on the middle volume for my phone.
Well, I just don't want the sewing machine to be too loud. I guess I'll just turn it up just a little bit more. I thought that I had it like that the last time and it was okay. I don't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it right now?
11:20.
Okay.
Leave on 29. You're ready.
Hopefully they don't keep you there all day. Sometimes people say you can just baste this portion of it together and then put the zipper in there. But when you're using an invisible zipper, it kind of defeats the purpose. You don't want it to be shown. I mean, it might show anyways. It doesn't really matter. So right now I'm just going to line this up with the top here, with the teeth up against the fold line. Zippers are always fun to put in. And then once I pin it in, I'm just going to make sure that it lines up when I open and close it and all that stuff before I sew it. And for the invisible zipper, I'm going to actually just pin it to this piece here, just the first layer. So I had originally done that the wrong way. I'm just going to fix that real quick so that when I sew it, it's only catching the one layer. So that it will be invisible. It's not really invisible, but less visible. So here's what it's going to look like on the outside once I sew it into place. And then, so it looks pretty even right now, but that doesn't mean that that's going to stay that way once I sew it down. For some reason, it doesn't always. So this is my invisible zipper foot, and you can see that it has like this groove in there to grab the zipper and keep the, I think it opens the teeth up too. And then this is the regular zipper foot. Oh, it's not on the camera, sorry. This is the regular zipper foot, and that is invisible zipper foot. I don't know which one to use, honestly. I can try the invisible zipper foot and see if it makes that much of a difference. But like I said, sometimes it stitches too close to the teeth. The other problem with the invisible zipper foot is that I think you can only sew it on one way. Let's experiment, because this isn't going to be shown anyways. No one's going to see this. It's going to be under a dress, so. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, I can't really move the camera. I forgot, it's attached. It's attached to the computer. I can't really pull it over any further, or else I'm going to pull the cord out. Yeah, I don't want to use this. It doesn't push it over enough, in my opinion. I feel like I get better results with the regular zipper foot. And then I need to shorten the zipper, but I'm going to do that after I get the zipper installed. So now that I did one side, I'm going to move the zipper foot over and do the other side. I actually don't know that I have this close enough. I went too far past where the zipper is supposed to end. That's okay. So now I have my zipper installed. Okay. So here's my zipper. It came out pretty even. Sometimes sometimes it's not. So you can see that it like kind of, it makes it look a little bit invisible when you do it like this. Apparently I didn't stitch close enough, but that's all right. On one side or the other, whatever. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm just going to cut the top portion off of it so that when I go to sew the waistband in, it's not going to be in the way. And then I just have to shorten it. Nightmare is sleeping on the couch over here. But Nightmare. He's out cold. Okay. So here's my instructions. Okay, so I already did the zipper. I'm going to have to shorten it, but the next step is to sew the side seams together, front and back at the side seams. I'll probably just do that really quick, and then I will shorten the zipper. The zipper's not hard to shorten. You just cut the bottom part off, fold the pieces in, because it's a plastic zipper. You can do that. If it was a metal zipper, it's a little bit more complicated. You have to pull teeth out and everything. But for an invisible zipper or a nylon zipper, it's relatively simple to just shorten it. I should probably pin, or else I'm gonna have issues. And this is just a little bit. Nightmare, what are you doing? Okay. I have this tape on my sewing machine, so I know exactly where the seam allowance is supposed to be. For this pattern, it's 5/8 inch seam allowance. So I put this tape here so that I can make sure I don't go past it, because sometimes it's hard to see, and I like to use the needle position in the middle as opposed to on the side, so the lines on the machine are not correct if you're not using it on the side, on this side. I don't like sewing like that. It's weird to not have the needle in the middle position. And then I'm just doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to press the seams open. And trim all of this, because this is kind of a mess. Okay. Now I'm gonna shorten the waist, the zipper. So I'm just gonna cut it off here. And then I'm just gonna fold each side up like this and sew across it. Since it's just a plastic zipper, my needle should have no problem going through this. So that's what I'm gonna do here, just to stop it. This is well below where the end of the zipper tape is attached anyway. But just in case for some reason it goes past there, it will be closed off. If I can get it to stay underneath my needle, so I can put the presser foot down. Okay, all done. Now I'm going to put the waistband on. So the next step is I already interfaced the waistband. That is the next step. But since I already did that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew the waistband together on the short sides. Yeah, so from the top to the bottom at a 1.5 centimeter seam allowance. So it doesn't want you to sew the bottom together. So I'm just going to sew from here to here together at 5/8 of an inch, which is 1.5 centimeters. On both sides, I believe. So I think I only interfaced the center portion of this waistband anyway, so hopefully I didn't catch any of the seam allowance in it. If I did, it's not that big of a deal. And then I do the same thing on the other side. There is a little bit of an overlap on this skirt so that you could put like a hook, like a bar, hook and bar closure on there. Just a small overlap. And then I'm just going to clip the corner here so that when I turn it, it will lay nice and flat. Apparently I didn't fuse this interfacing super well either, but it'll be alright once I iron it. the next step is place one side of the waistband with right sides together with the waist of the skirt lining up notches and center back side and center front. I have to turn the camera a little bit because it's not capturing everything that I'm doing over here. So maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just lining up the seams where it's notched here with this specific seam here on the side or whatever it happens to be. I wonder if this is going to make me hand stitch this down. I don't know. A lot of times you hand stitch the inside and I really dislike hand stitching. But if I'm going to have to hand stitch it, I will also hand stitch the other things that I have to hand stitch at the same time, since I just want to get it all over with once. Are you leaving?
Make sure your phone volume's on because you can call you. And then I got real big trash in the car.
What?
I got really trash in the car in every compartment you can think of.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Drive safe. I feel like I made the waistband a little too small. to fit on here properly. I guess we'll find out. Okay. So now I'm going to stitch the waistband on all the way around. Oh, sorry. I think that the spot that I have my microphone is not the best spot. Maybe that's a little better. Okay, so now I'm just going to stitch the waistband on all the way around at 5/8 7-inch seam allowance, same as everything else on this. This pattern calls for 5/8 inch seam allowance all the way around, and then we shall see what's next. I gotta open the zipper, it's in the way. Oh no, it's not aligned. No, it is. Okay, so let's see what it says to do next. So then I guess it just wants you to top stitch it down. So on the inside of the waistband, fold the seam allowance inside the band and pin the facing, pin in place. either stitch the inside waistband by hand or stitch by machine along the, I'm gonna stitch it by hand because I have to do the other hand stitching anyway. And I like the way it comes out better when I hand stitch it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press all this stuff down so that it lays nice and flat so that I can pin it in place. So basically what I do is, I'm gonna trim this first. I'm going to press the seam allowance up and press this seam allowance over and make sure all of the raw edges are tucked in place. And then I will press it and pin it. Honestly, it probably doesn't even need to be pressed that much because it's just kind of staying there anyway. Because I didn't interface the bottom portion inside the seam allowance of this waistband, it actually lays much better. I feel like that's something I should definitely do more often because when you go to stitch it down, it definitely lays much nicer and doesn't fight you as much. And then while I'm hand stitching that, like I said, I will show you guys what I need to hand stitch on the other thing, and I will hand stitch that as well. That is relatively easy. And I tried to put it on the dress form this morning, but it's too small. It does not fit. She is not my size. And even if I padded her out in places, her chest is bigger than mine, so I can't really use her. I do have a pattern for a bootstrap dress form. I've just not gotten to making it yet. But I do need to do that because I would like to be able to display things on a dress form, and I don't fit into a standard size. So my measurements are different from the standard size dress form. So buying a standard size dress form, I would still have to pad it out in places, and it would just be wrong in other places. Because even though her measurements on her bust are the same as mine, her over bust is larger. So I can't use her to put things that are well fitted on me on her because she doesn't have the same size. And unless I was to pay like over $1,000 to get a custom made dress form, then I'm just gonna have to make my own, which is just what it is. It's not exciting, but you know, it's better than having to use this one because I can't drape on it. Okay, so you can see the overlap. Oh, I think my camera froze. Give me 1 second, guys. Of course it froze. You know why it froze? Because he just left. And now it's sideways. Okay, well, it's not frozen anymore. So you can see the overlap here. Is where it will have the bar, the hook and bar. So let me adjust this really quickly. I thought I had locked it. Okay, so let me get my hand sewing needle. Oh, they're over here. Okay. and my thimble, which is over here. Where did I put the other thing? Okay. So on this dress here, this is the one that I made the other day. I'm gonna hand stitch this down here. So this here, and then the top here, all of this. On that side, and then on the other side, I believe it's the same thing. So here, this is uneven right now. Even though it is even, I just have to fold this piece down and hand stitch it in place because for some reason, I don't know what I did there. It's supposed to look like layers. She says to pleat it here, but when I pleated it, this side, I didn't pleat it as well as the other side, so I just have to fix it so that it's more even. And then the same thing on the bottom here. Some of the interfacing shows because I couldn't get real close. This zipper is really bulky and super heavy duty. When I bought it off of Amazon, and I didn't know what I was going to get when I got it. So that's, you know, one of the disadvantages of ordering something from Amazon is you never really know until it comes what you're actually getting. So let me zip this up and see what I need to do on it. I also stitched further down on one side than I did the other on the zipper, simply because of this ginormous zipper on this one. At least I know it will hold it closed. So you can see it's a little bit uneven here. I might decide to take some of these stitches out and fold it up so that it comes even with the other one. All of this will in reality just be covered up anyway, so no one's going to see it because the tabard goes over the front of it. I don't know, I might just not. I just fix the places where it's really driving me nuts, which up here especially is uneven. Okay, so let me get my hand sewing stuff ready. I have a needle threader, but I don't know where it is. Never fails, I can't ever find anything when I'm looking for it. I have another one right here. I'll just take this one. I had one that was already open, but I don't know where it is. So, okay. I'm going to start with the dress really quick. trying to hold it and do two things at the same time. It's a little bit difficult. And trying to make sure that it's even with the other side. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Better. Okay. I'll pull that over. I don't know if you guys can see. A little better. Okay. Okay. So this one is covered up more and it matches a little bit better on this side. So now I just have to stitch some of this part down too, over here and then down here. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Unevenness. I might decide to pull this out and make it come down a little bit further so that it's more even, because there are some raw edges that are still visible over there. So I think I'm gonna mess with that after I do the rest of it. I have no nails. I can't pick up the needle. It keeps getting stuck to the table. I can't see. It's not perfect. It's still gonna show a little bit, but it's okay. That's the end. Oh, that's probably as good as it's going to get. It won't lay flat anyway. And it's not going to be seen. So like here, you can still see some of the interfacing on the inside, but it's not going to get any better. I got to get my seam ripper. Like not to burn myself. I'm just going to rip some of the seam out here so that I can bring it down and cover up these ugly raw edges here. Stitches are so tiny. Over here where it stitched it, because it went over several layers, the stitches got really close together, and so it's really hard to get them out, of course, because easy would be too nice. don't think that's the right thing. Should have done this last night. And because of the boning, it's actually relatively difficult to get it in a position where I can actually, like, see what I'm doing. Making progress, but it's fun. This is why seam ripping is my least favorite thing about sewing. In reality, I'm probably making a bigger deal about this than I should. No one's going to see it, and I'm just a perfectionist and want it to look good. It's probably unnecessarily complicated. But I know it's there. It's going to drive me nuts. That made things a little bit easier. Maybe I'm almost done. Yay! I probably should have hand stitched this down to begin with, but God, these stitches are so close together. How did that even happen? Okay. Yay! Mostly done. There's probably like 1 or 2 more stitches I need to pull out. Okay. This side. I don't know if I can pull it down that far. How did it get like that? I don't understand. This side is so much longer than the other side. I don't understand why. I'm probably gonna fix the other side. I'm gonna have to fix the other side too, because the other side is too long. Ow. You know what? I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna stitch this side down and call it good. Where's the... How do I lose things so quickly? Oh, here it is. can't pull it all the way down to cover up all the raw edges here, but it's closer than it was before, and hopefully it will look okay. Again, no one's gonna see it. Okay. I think that is good enough for this. And then I can move on to stitching the waistband of the skirt down, which will be a little bit simpler than this. This was kind of annoying. Just trim off some of this stuff. So, oh, my neck hurts. I'll do the rest another time because it's not super exciting to watch. So it's slightly better. The top is more even than it was before. But the bottom is still really uneven because I sewed this too far down. I'm probably going to have to seam rip some of this and hand stitch this to fix this as well. I don't know what I was doing, but I'll do that another time. So right now I'm going to finish up the skirt and then hem it. But this hand stitching should take me no time at all, just to hand stitch across the inside here just really quickly. That was kind of annoying because I had to pull stitches out and figure out what I was trying to fix anyway. So this shouldn't take me very long, and then I'm going to have to try it on and hem it. So I'm just trying to debate if I should try them on together. I don't know if you guys want to see me try them all on together. At least the underdress and the underskirt portion together so that you can see what it looks like so far. After I hand stitch all this nonsense down. Probably made this a little bit longer than I should have, but oh well. This fabric is so thin. Hopefully it won't show through to the front, but it might. If it does, it's not going to be seen. It's not like I can wear this skirt by itself. It's really see-through. And I'm not doing tiny little stitches. I'm doing kind of big ones because I just wanted to go faster. And also, it's just holding this down. It's not really holding anything crazy. So yeah, no matter what I do, it's going to show through a little bit on the front because it's a very thin fabric and I'm not getting the seam allowance. Ah. Freaking needle. probably going to have to go back and finish all of these seam allowances because I did not do that for the inside of this skirt, and it is probably going to fray like crazy. The other dress is fine. Most of those same seams are encased, but this one is not. It said to finish them before, but I didn't realize that. I don't know. I just didn't think of it, I guess. And so I didn't serge them before I started sewing. Usually I'll finish my seam allowances before I start sewing, and I forgot all about it. So I'll just have to go back and serge them later, or zigzag them or something, or bind them. I'm just not going to do that right now. All right, almost done with this. I don't really enjoy hand sewing. Like some people just love to hand sew. I am not a big hand sewer. If I can avoid it, I will. Sometimes you can't avoid it. You can definitely control where you're sewing much better when you do a hand sew, or when you hand sew something. However, I don't always like to hand sew. I had a dress that I made for the Renaissance Fair last year. I made myself a kirtle. I patterned it and everything. It took a lot of mock-ups. And then I decided to wear it without finishing the seams, and they frayed like crazy. And I was like, okay, well, I have to go back in and fix that. So at the time I did not have a serger, so I hand felled down all of the seams. And when I tell you that I never wanted to hand sew again after that, it was a lot. There was a lot of seams. I think the only ones I didn't do was the sleeves, because I was like, I'm not doing the sleeves. But all the rest of it I did. And I hated every minute of it. I think I sat in front of the TV and watched TV for a little while I was doing it. But yeah, that was torture. I only have a little bit left to go. So I'm just going to get a small piece of thread. And then after that, I will go try all this stuff on for you guys and show you what it looks like. And mark where I need to hem it, because I know I'm going to have to hem this skirt shorter than what it currently is. I'm probably going to have to take like 2 inches off of it because it is a long skirt. And I believe her underskirt in that picture, that statue there, it's like to her knees. So this is much too long. I still have to put a hook and bar on this, but I'm not going to do that right now. I can do that later. I don't like putting them on anyway. Again, hand sewing. And sometimes I can't get them to line up properly, so. Hey man, what you doing? Oh, yuck. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break and try these on, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes to show you guys what they look like. I just gotta plug something in real fast. Unplug this. Yeah, what's up? Okay. So here is what it's looking like so far. Skirt is very long on me. So that skirt's very long on me, but otherwise it fits pretty well. So I'm going to pin this up and then I'm gonna go change. But the other part of the dress fits really well. This part fits really well and it's not too long. This is just very see-through. I put some bicycle shorts on underneath because it is very see-through. This material. I didn't realize how see-through it was going to be when I bought it, but it's still fine because there's going to be like lots of layers. Maybe it's a little bit too... Maybe it's above her knee? I can't really tell. All right, I'm gonna go change back into my clothes and then we'll hem the skirt. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to iron up the hem that I marked out here, and then I'm going to cut a bunch of it off because it's like a lot. It's like 6 inches. So this is saying that the skirt is frayed, but I actually don't think that it is. I don't remember from the video game, and you can't really see in this picture. Frayed at the ends, and you're just supposed to leave them raw? I don't know. I'm not sure. Like in this picture, that's not what it looks like. It looks like it's clean. The one from the statue. In fact, in that picture, it looks like it's even shorter than what I was going to make it, which would be at my knee. She has it like above the knee and like pleated. I don't know. And that one, it's not frayed either. I am not going to leave it frayed. I don't like that idea. Oh, it's like, why won't it come out? Oh. I didn't realize my camera was frozen again. I'm not going to leave it frayed because, like I said, I don't think that that's what it looks like to me in the game. So I am just going to hem it with like a 1-inch hem here and sew it down. I don't like the idea of leaving anything frayed, even if that's what it looked like. I just really don't like it. Oh. Hi, Nightmare Baby. Hi, what are you doing? Have you come to say hello? I'm gonna turn this off and move it out of the way. I don't really want you to burn yourself. That would be terrible, my stinky butt. Hello, baby boy. Hi. Hey, handsome. Nightmare has come to say hello. Hello, Nightmare. What are you doing? Hi, baby. What are you doing? Oh, I love you. But I can't see through you, sir. You're gonna lay down there, huh? Because it's probably nice and warm. What are you doing, Nightmare? You're looking at the computer? Hi, baby. Excuse me. Excuse me. Careful, careful, careful. What's wrong? What's the matter? What are you doing? Silly boy. Hi. Hi, Angel. you doing? Can I help you? Can I help you, sir? Can I help you, sir? I love you, sir. Are you gonna pounce on me? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is not the best time to snuggle, baby. Nightmare has snuggle demands. You guys see? He insists on snuggling right now. I have to finish. Can I finish what I'm doing? Is that not allowed? So silly. Oh, thanks for sneezing on me. Ugh. He often drools on me when he does this too. He's making biscuits and he's drooling. He insists. This is something he's done since he was little. I found him when he was about 4 weeks old outside of my job in Austin. Nightmare, you're hitting a you're hitting a microphone, silly boy. Hello, baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the drool. This is fabulous. This is me sewing with a kitty on my chest. It's impossible. Impossible nightmare. Impossible to know my nightmare. He's giving me a hug. See? His paw. What are you doing? You have demands and I must submit to them. The demands of the kitty. He'll fall asleep like this, so I'll have to kick him off at some point because he will fall asleep. Oh, he's going. Okay. And he'll sleep on my arm at night too. Right here. Only this side. You see the drool? And now he's cleaning his face. I'm sure he's gonna lay down on that ironing pad right there because it's probably nice and warm and comfy. I have a fabulous view of Nightmare. Nightmare, you gonna lay down? I know you are. Yep, there he goes. And now he's gonna groom his tail. Says, thanks, Mom, for putting this here so that I can lay here and groom my tail and give myself a bath. Hello? Spoiled cat. He is a spoiled cat, but he's my spoiled baby. That's my boyfriend, BPN Gaming. He's the one commenting on stuff. He knows how spoiled Nightmare is. He spoils him too. Don't let him fool you. He says it's just me, but it's not just me. Are you trying to figure out if you want to lay down there, Nightmare, or not? I know that's what you're going to end up doing. Just because it's in the most inconvenient place ever. Okay, so the skirt is just about done. Yay! Okay. I just have to put in a hook and bar, and I'm not going to do that right now. So. That's good. Okay. So this is done. And the next thing we'll do is we will move on to the overskirt. And I have to change the thread in my machine for that too. This is uncharted territory, right? Nightmare, I haven't. Why are you biting me? What's the matter? You wanna mess me up? Oh, you're gonna lick me now? I love you. You don't want pets? Well, fine then. I won't pet you. Don't you give me the angry tail. Slams his tail on the ground like, I don't want to hear it, Mommy. You're not allowed to touch me unless I say that you're allowed to touch me. Unless I demand that you give me snuggles, then you're allowed to touch me. He's a little brat. Right, Nightmare? You're a little brat. No. Do you love your mommy? No. No, you don't. What does it say? Okay, now I have to go back and see what the overdress situation looks like. I skipped around just a little bit. I didn't do it exactly how it was supposed to be. Okay, onto the overdress. Interesting. You can see how thick these instructions are here. She has very detailed instructions, like I said before, guys. If you are a beginner, her patterns are excellent because they have so many details and so many instructions, and she links videos and other things that can help you to figure out how to put this stuff together. Okay, so on to the overdress. This is hands down one of the weirdest patterns I have drafted. It has curved cascade pleats the entire length of the hem and has purposely loose drapey fit. This will look like a mess right up until we cover the center front with the tabard. Have some patience and trust in the process. I hope that I shed enough tears over this so that you don't have to. Take the front and back pieces for each side and sew the side seam. Okay, so I might have to pull out my serger and serge them. I have the wrong color thread in there, but I don't care. It's going to be on the inside anyway, because she says you need to serge the side seams, and I'm using linen, So I do need to search the side seams for this. This will fray like nobody's business. You know, Nightmare, it would be really, really amazing if I could use my table for this. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is the back. Okay. This one does not have any markings on it, so I really need that spot, Nightmare. Well, I guess I'm not getting it, huh? He said no, mommy. No, mommy, you cannot have it. Hi, handsome. Hi. Hello. Are you licking my hand? Oh, I love you. I can't see exactly what I'm doing because the sewing machine is blocking the view. Here, I'm just petting the little stinker butt. Here, you could see his scar right here in this one. Yeah, boo-boo on the baby bear. Are you a handsome boy? Only sometimes. Cat camera. Yes, this is the cat camera. This is the cat camera. Apparently, because don't lick my nose. Because I can't do anything. Because you're, don't bite me. You don't, am I overstimulating you? I'm sorry. He's getting too excited. He's biting me. He's never really bite. He just grabs. This is not here for you to lay on, so don't get any ideas. Back pieces, and so you will either need to search the seam allowance, side seams. Okay. I mean, I might have to do it on the floor because he's not letting me have my table. I'm going to turn on the serger real quick and mess with that for just a moment. I didn't think I was going to need it today, so. Are you comfy? You look comfy. I have a hole puncher. I'm going to find the hole puncher so that I can mark some of these marks here. I think these marks have something to do with the pleats. These are interesting pleats. Oh, there's another one up here. Somehow there's cat fur on here. So here is where my serger is. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to move my camera. So I'm just going to quickly serge the side seams on this and on the other piece. It's got purple thread in it. I don't really care what color thread it is, to be honest with you. It doesn't make that much of a difference. If you didn't have a serger, you could also zigzag, or you could French seam it. I don't know how to French seam. Honestly, the entire time I've sewn, I've never done a French seam. Probably because it seems entirely too complicated to me to figure out how to do it like on a side seam, so I've never done it. So I'm just going to do this instead, since I have it. And Nightmare has decided to leave. Okay, so these two pieces have been serged. Okay. Fudge. There goes a pin. Which one is the side seam? It looks exactly the same. I guess this side is the side seam. Okay, I'm gonna go search. Looks exactly the same almost. Okay. Hi, Nightmare. Have you come back for more? For more silliness? Yeah? I might have searched the wrong side. I really can't tell. It's hard to tell on these. Doesn't really tell you. I don't think I marked that. Okay, so now I'm just going to pin these together and then I'm going to sew and then I'm going to press open. So, oh, I have to change my thread. I have green thread in my machine right now because I was just sewing the green dress. All right, let me do that really quick. I have some off-white thread that's right here already ready to go, so I just have to rethread the machine, which only takes me about 30 seconds. Nightmare's yelling downstairs. wrong? Meow, meow. I love when I call him, he comes running up the steps. What's wrong, huh? What's the matter? What's the matter, baby? You got itchy? Oh, you got itchy. I gotta get the itchy. Do I gotta get the itchy for you? Oh, there you go. Oh. Yeah, that feels good. Oh, does that feel good for my babies? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Are you coming back up here? Oh, Lord. Well, hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Oh, I love you. Do you got another itchy? No, 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 no. Get off of that. No, 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 no. You'll be bad. You can't claw that. That's attached. Silly boy. I guess we got the cat camera again, huh? Huh? I can't iron anything with you there. It's always good. Cat, he's He's something else. Right, Nightmare? Are you something else? I don't think this is right. I hope I did this right, because... Yeah. Oh no. Well, how am I supposed to iron? I'm not? I guess not. Cats. You going to get Robert? Go get him. Go get him. No, you're not going to go get him. You're just going to sit there and stare, huh? What's the matter, baby? You can really see here that it's a purple thread. Hey, I don't even know what's in that bag. Can we stop? Can we stop? Can we leave that alone? Thank you. Thank you. Nightmare. Are you being bad? Okay. Oh, I feel like that's too hot. I guess I don't have any water in my iron. It's not steaming, which is all right. It doesn't matter. Okay. Why does it keep doing that? I haven't locked yet. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference. It's still trying to... Whatever. Okay, so here is my piece. This is a little bit long on this side, but that's all right. I will fix that afterwards when I hem it or whatnot. So now I just need to do the same thing on the other side. So it should be this way and this way. I'm just going to pin this and then we will sew this side, same as I did for the other side. And then press it open. What are you doing? Okay. Hi, Nightmare Baby. Hi. Hi. What's the matter? Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hello. No. Did I make you mad? Aw, you'll be okay. I pinned this backwards. It's okay though. Or on the wrong side, rather. Not really backwards. Nightmare, why are you being such a needy boy today? Why? What? Because I'm trying to do stuff and Daddy's not home, huh? And so you're upset? Are you upset, my baby? Mr. Baby Bear? Nightmare can't scratch his head because of his back and the injury that he has there. So he'll try, but then he can't reach it, and so we have to scratch it for him. And that's what he's trying to scratch it. And then but then he'll use his paw and get it, his front paw usually, and get it. If sometimes he gets mad when we try to scratch it for him. He doesn't want our help. He's a stubborn little kitty. But his ear gets itchy, and so he can't reach it to scratch it. He just doesn't bend that way. Nightmare, what are you doing? You better not be doing something you're not supposed to. So next weekend starts the Texas Ren Fair, and I am super excited because we are planning on going. And I made myself a dirndl because it's Oktoberfest, and I'm super excited to wear it. I hope it's going to be cooler though, because it is quite a few layers, and I don't want to die from wearing it. So, I mean, I can just put a short sleeve shirt on underneath. I made a dirndl blouse as well. But it wasn't short sleeved because I figured it's October, maybe it'll be a little bit chilly. But I live in Texas, and so October in Texas is not cool. It's still like 95 degrees during the day. I don't even know what the temperature is outside right now, but it's not cold, and it's definitely not cool. Oh, it's 92 outside right now, so not cool. But it's supposed to cool off this weekend, so hopefully I can not be sweating in my dirndl, which I made it out of all natural fibers, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be hot. If the top was made out of linen, I probably wouldn't be hot, but I didn't make that out of linen. I made it out of a cotton embroidered fabric, which came out really cute. But like I said, it's long sleeved, and it is going to be a little bit warm. So I'm just hoping that the weather is not super hot. Did I just do this wrong? No. I did one of them wrong. But I did them exactly the same. Oh my God. So now I have to seam rip one of them and sew it the other way. Because if I sew it together like this is inside out. This is wrong. Damn. All right, well. I thought I was paying better attention. Apparently I was not. So now I get to seam rip this out. Awesome. I don't think I backstitched too much, so at least there's that. It should come out relatively easy then. Seam ripping is so much fun. I just can't contain my excitement for it. Sorry about that, guys. My boyfriend was calling me from the dealership because they were trying to get us to buy a new car and take our car, but they weren't nowhere near what we wanted for it. So, but actually, he had just gone to go get an oil change, and that was what they were doing. So they're always trying to get you when you get in there. Apparently, they don't do that to me, but maybe I just have resting bitch face. Who knows? They don't want to. They don't want to talk to me about it. So I've ripped out the seams for this. These two that I sewed together wrong, and I'm just ironing it so that it will sit right when I try to sew it together again. All right, so let's make sure I get it right this time. So this one has to go like this. What is your problem, Nightmare? This one I did not make the mock-up for last time, so it's just an overdress, and it's supposed to be a little bit baggier, so I was not as concerned about how it's going to fit me as I was the underdress, because that had the boning in it, and it needed to fit really snugly. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's making a whole bunch of noise. Nightmare? I think he wants somebody to play with him right now. Okay, just making sure I don't stitch it together wrong again. That would be really bad if I did. Not that that hasn't happened to me before. I've probably done that once or twice before, where I sewed something together wrong and then picked out the seams and then sewed it together wrong again. Oh, I just unplugged the sewing machine. don't know why she makes you serge the side seams but not the back. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe it'll be completely contained and it doesn't matter, but I thought this one was also going to be completely contained and wouldn't matter. Let's make sure that I did it right again. What am I doing wrong here? Did I just literally do the same thing? I did. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. This is exactly the same. I literally sewed them exactly the same again. How did I manage to do that? Okay. I need to take a break, clearly, because wow. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna turn you off for a few minutes too. Okay, guys, so since I keep screwing this up, I'm going to actually just quit for the day. I have to take my son to the store anyway, so because he wants to go to the bookstore, and we only have one car. So I am going to quit for the day, and I will rip out that seam again and sew it the correct way off camera. And then I don't know, maybe I might live stream again on Sunday. I'm not sure, but I appreciate you guys stopping by and thank you for watching. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, like making the mock-up for this, that is also on my channel, and the other lives that I did where I made the underdress and the skirt, all of that stuff, I made, I think, on Sunday and Monday of this week. So those are also still posted on my channel under the lives. And then I have some other content on there as well. I don't have any fall projects yet because the one that I had planned on making this week with the pumpkin skirt fabric, I didn't have enough, so I'm waiting on more to come in. So that will probably be next week. And then I also have some other things in the works. I'm planning on making a waistcoat. I'm planning on making a shirtwaist to go underneath it. I have wool for a skirt, and I also plan on making the Queen's Gambit pinafore because Mood has that on their website for free, the pattern for it, and I really like the way that looks, so I bought some wool a couple months ago actually and still haven't gotten to make it, but I want to make it for fall, so that is definitely on my to-do list. So those things should all hopefully get made this month, if not next month, for fall. So I look forward to seeing you guys again when I go live again. Hopefully on Sunday or Monday. I'm not really sure yet, but I will definitely be back on here and finish up this, hopefully, really soon. All right, well, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.